do you mean James Duvall was at the parade?
Exactly what I said. He came out to get some fresh air and to get a little relief from his boredom.
That's certainly an intelligent reason to make himself an easy target for the Cassadines.
That's exactly what I told him.
And?
And nothing. We weren't able to finish our conversation because little Miss Laura Baldwin walked up to say hello.
Well, did anybody else see him?
Oh, I don't think so. But I was busy trying to keep him away from Luke, not to mention Robert Scorpio.
Yeah, that's all we need, to have Robert Scorpio know he's in town. Which brings me to something that you still haven't answered to my complete satisfaction. Just what is James Duvall doing here in the first place? He certainly couldn't have run out of money. Alex, I want an answer right now.
The dear boy missed me.
Missed? Alex, don't tell me you were having an affair with him.
Then don't ask.
Alexandria.
Oh, Edward, it wasn't exactly an affair. I mean, can I help it if the dear boy is madly and passionately in love with me? I mean, is that so hard to believe, my
Right now, it is. It's also hard to believe that he'd risk his life just to be with you. He does realize the Cassadines are in town, doesn't he?
Of course he knows. I told him. And all he wants me to do is to give him the Ice Princess so that he can give it back to the Cassadines.
Alex, you cannot be serious.
Oh, I'm very serious. And that's why I've got to handle this man with kid gloves. I mean, ever since he stole the Ice Princess, he's been on the run. I mean, he hasn't even been able to spend the money that I initially paid him. Now, he wants out, Edward, and he wants out now. And all he wants me to do is to ride off into the sunset with him. Beautiful scenario, isn't it?
You mean if he knew that we did not have the Ice Princess, he'd go straight to the Cassadines?
Yes, that's right. Because then he'd know I had lied to him and he'd have to take his chances with them. I mean, he might even try to recreate the formula. I don't know.
What's happening with this search for the statue, Alex?
Well, on the positive side, Luke has made some progress. He came up with the 3 items that had been stolen at the same time.
Oh, he did?
Yes, he did.
Well, what about the Ice Princess?
No such luck. But don't worry. He'll find it. And when he does, we'll be able to start the manufacturing plant.
Well, what about Duvall?
Never mind about Duvall. You let me handle Duvall. And that way he won't cause any further trouble.
Who won't be able to cause any further trouble?
Monica.
Excuse me, I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but, well, you did leave the doors open.
Edward tells me that the baby hasn't been feeling well. I hope it's nothing serious.
Well, the baby's had a little fever, but it's nothing serious. His fever's gone down.
Well, I'm pleased to hear that, Monica.
Yeah.
You look worried, Monica.
No, you're wrong. I'm not worried. I'm annoyed, but nothing to do with you.
Well, maybe that's Alan now.
Hello?
Monica, it's Jessie Brewer.
Oh, hi, Jessie. What's up?
I'm afraid I, excuse me, have some very, very bad news. I don't know if you've heard the news or anything yet today, but I thought that you and Alan ought to know.
Jessie, what news? I mean, what's happened?
Diana Taylor has been murdered.
Murdered?
They don't know who did it. They're holding Ann Logan for questioning.
Miss Logan, why don't you come back here and sit down?
I would like to leave.
I'm sorry.
I have told you everything I want to say.
Maybe I want to hear it again. Excuse me. Yes?
Mr. Baldwin is here to see you.
Lee Baldwin?
It's about Ann Logan.
Well, send him right in, please. Thank you. Marilyn, you can turn off the tape recorder. Hello, Lee.
Bert? You all right, Ann?
Fine.
Well, I'm sorry about this, dear. I'll get you out of here right away. Now, Bert, what the hell is this all about?
You're a client, Lee. I assume from now on that she is your client. Has just been answering a few questions about the death of Diana Taylor.
What do you mean, answering a few questions? She has a right to have an attorney present.
Lee, I know that. I read her her rights, and she waived them.
And
she was willing to answer a few questions, and so she did.
I'm sorry you did that, dear, but please don't say any more until we have this all straightened out, huh?
She's already said quite a bit, Lee. I think you should hear it. It's on this tape recorder. You might be very interested. Very interested indeed. Marilyn, would you roll back the tape, please?
Well, do you think my mom could have left the police station and got home before we did?
Oh, well, that's not very likely, Jeremy.
Well, why don't you go up and check her room?
Yeah, okay. Here, I'll take my jacket. Be back in a minute.
Right.
He must have been in agony sitting in that car waiting for us.
Yeah. How long were we at the police station?
Well, we were there about 20 minutes. Audrey, we are going to have to tell him something. I mean, he's completely bewildered.
Yeah, which is probably more frightening than knowing the truth, or...
Can you please tell me where we stopped by this police station?
Jeremy, why don't we come and sit down a minute, huh?
Dr. Adamson, please tell me what happened.
Well, your mother had to go to the police station to talk to Captain Ramsey.
What about?
Well, you see, a good friend of hers, a good friend of all of ours, has died, Jeremy.
Oh, poor Mom. Why didn't you stay at the police station with her? I mean, I bet she was upset.
Well, they wouldn't let me see her, Jeremy.
I don't understand.
Well, Jeremy, because they were questioning her.
Wait a minute. Who died?
It was Diana Taylor who died.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in fact, Jeremy, she was killed. She was murdered.
Do you mean after Mom left her house last night?
Well, it happened sometime last night, yes.
Well, why would they want to question Mom? I mean, what would she know?
That's right. You're right, Jeremy. What would she know? I mean, what could she possibly know about any of this?
When did you last see Diana Taylor alive?
I can't remember.
Did you go to her apartment last night?
No. No, I didn't.
Turn that
No, then
thing
maybe you
off,
can
will you?
explain to me.
Lee, there's more of this that I think you should hear.
I wish you had waited for me.
But she didn't.
Well, from what I've heard so far, I don't see that there's any warrant for keeping her any longer. I wish you would let her go.
Oh, come on, Lee, not so fast.
Certainly you're not going to bring charges. Now, you heard what the lady said. She was nowhere near Diana Taylor's apartment last night.
Yes, that's what you heard.
You telling me you don't believe it?
Lee, I would like to leave now.
Lee, I told you there was more on that tape for you to listen to. It's true, she does deny being in that building last night. But we found her wallet in the corridor. And a neighbor of Diana Taylor's recognized a picture of her from this wallet and said that she was the lady who was outside Diana Taylor's apartment last night.
Yeah? That is just circumstantial evidence you have, Bert.
And a little matter of perjury. I think you should take a little time with your client and talk to her. One thing you should explain to her that it's not very smart to lie to the police.
I would like a little time alone, yes.
Well, you have it. Marilyn?
Thanks, Bert. Is what the captain said true?
Where's Jeff?
He's gone to see P.J. Taylor. You know, don't you?
Yes, the captain told me. It's where he should be. He should be with his son. He should be with Stephen Lars.
Well, are you playing with your motorcycle? It's a very special motorcycle for you, isn't it? It's a gift from your mommy.
He doesn't go like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Come here.
He goes like this.
Okay, show me.
So.
How about a hug, huh?
Ow.
PJ, I
That's
really,
too
really
tight.
love you. I'm sorry. It's just because I love you so much. Oh, it was a good hug, baby. I haven't had a good hug like that since...
My mommy loves me so much, and she gave me she gave me this big hugs.
Oh, thank you, baby. I haven't had a hug like that since your mommy was a child. Let's go see who's at the door. Come on, let's see. Well, Jeff, Dr. Hardy.
Mom? I'd like to have my son now.
Your son? What do you mean, your son?
It's true, Mom. We finally found Stephen Lars. Please. Please. Come here. How you doing, Johnny? How you doing?
Dr. Hardy?
I know it's hard for you to believe, Mrs. Grant.
I know what he does.
PJ is Stephen Lars?
Diana told Jeff the truth last night.
Last night?
He was at her apartment before the tragedy occurred.
And what did Mrs. Taylor tell him?
Well, why don't you ask Jeff?
I'd like to hold him, Dad.
He belongs to both of us, Mrs. Grant.
Dad? Yeah, I'd like to go with your granddad, huh?
Oh, what a beautiful boy you are. Beautiful.
Jeff, is this possible? Is he really Stephen Lars?
Yeah. Diana got a copy of his footprints at the time of the adoption. And I got a copy of Stephen Lars and had him compared by a print expert.
Jeff! Oh, Jeff!
Mom?
Yes?
Diana told me that you've known all along.
Me? Why would Mrs. Taylor say a thing like that, Jeff?
You tell me.
She was mistaken. I mean, she had to be mistaken. Oh, Jeff, hon, if I had known, I wouldn't have told you.
I don't know, Mom. I don't know.
Jeff.
You didn't know?
No. This is my grandson. Come to me, baby. Yes. Jeff, if this is really true...
He is, Mom. He is.
Well, then that would explain so much.
About Heather?
Yes. Why she was so obsessed with him. And why she wanted so desperately to have him.
Yeah, Mom, it would explain a hell of a lot, wouldn't it? Come here. Hey, how you doing? You know something? Might not explain the biggest question of them all. Who would want his mother dead?